If you've ever felt called to write a book, here is a step-by-step guide to publishing a nonfiction book on Amazon. Now, in this video, I'm going to break down the 10 easy steps to go from big idea all the way to bestseller. Now, these are the same steps that I've used to write 4 best-selling books before I turned 30 and helped countless others do the same. So, if you want to write a nonfiction book, this is for you. If you want to grow your business through a book, this is for you. And if you want to make an impact and write a book faster than you could ever possibly imagine, this is for you. Let's get into it. All right. Step number 1 is you have to get started with a great idea. Now, some of the best ideas when it comes to nonfiction books are around the concepts of what have you already experienced, what is the transformation you've done, and what is the result you can help somebody get. These are just a few of the ideas that you can use to write a really great nonfiction book. Step number two is once you have your big idea, you want to map out an organized outline. Now, the key here with creating an outline is to understand what is the story you want to tell, what is the lesson you want to teach, and what is the call to action you want someone to do, to take, or to leave with after that experience. You take your big idea, you make it into smaller bite-sized pieces, you turn that into your chapters, and bada bing, bada bang, you got something to work with, okay? Now, I know we're going fast through this. The point of this video is to give you the step-by-steps. We go much deeper on this YouTube channel and on my social media. So if you want to get much more deeper, feel free to check out any of those other longer form videos. Step number 3 is write your rough draft. Now, we call this the doggy draft because it is rough. All right, bad jokes aside, here's the deal. You need to write your rough draft as fast as you possibly can because once you get that done, you are more likely to complete your book, to actually publish your book. There's a reason the majority of people want to write their book and less than 1% of people actually do. So step number 3 is to write your rough draft. All right. And writing a rough draft is all about getting it onto paper as fast as you can. And the cardinal rule that I found to work really well for myself and our authors is don't edit as you go. Don't edit as you go. Just write. There will be a time after to revise. Step number 4 is do some selective self-editing. And there are typically 2 ways that I encourage people to do this. Number 1 is you do a verbal read through. Once your rough draft is done, and yes, it is rough, all right, you're going to need work on it. Then what you do is you do the verbal read through. This is the first part of selective self-editing. Do the verbal read through it out loud, make changes, make adjustments, add and subtract things as necessary. The second part is to do a chapter by chapter read through. So you've done the verbal read through, you've made some adjustments. Now go chapter by chapter. Does it get the message across? Is it easy for the reader to understand what you're trying to say? Do you need to add anything to the story to make it better? Do you need to teach anything to make the process easier? This is step 4, selective self-editing. Now, step number 5 is hire elite editors. Now you're going to hear me repeat this over several of these next couple steps, and that is this: hire a professional. All right, hire a professional. As great as it would be to hire a friend or to hire a colleague of yours who took their master's in English, when you're writing a nonfiction book, one of the best ways to speed up your process and one of the best ways to create a professionally published book is to hire an elite editor. Great editors have changed my entire books in the best way possible. Now, maybe this is your first book and you're nervous to give someone else the actual copy of your book to see it for the first time. I get that. I've been there. But editors are not here to criticize you, to tear you down. Editors are here to help make your work even better, to bring your voice to life, to help your story be told in a way that will create a bigger and better impact. So step 5 is to hire an editor. Step number 6 is to choose a title and a subtitle. When you're writing a nonfiction book, your title is going to be attention-grabbing, easy to remember, something that shows off a little of your personality. Your subtitle is the promise of what the reader can expect by reading your book. For example, my 4th book is called Big Idea to Bestseller. Okay, that's the name of my coaching program, but it's also a very catchy Big Idea to Bestseller. Taking you where you're at, you have an idea, I'm going to take you all the way through bestseller. Now, the subtitle of that is how to write, launch, and publish a nonfiction book to grow your business and make an impact. That tells the reader exactly what they can expect by reading this. Okay. And if you want a free copy of that book, just go ahead and message me and we'll take care of you on that. We'll get a book in your hand as quickly as possible. Okay. Atomic Habits by James Clear, one of the best-selling books of the last decade. Okay. Atomic Habits. It's catchy. It's memorable. And his subtitle is An Easy and Proven Way to Build Good Habits and Break Bad Ones. It's very clear. An easy way, a proven way, build good ones, break bad ones. All right. That's the name of the game here. So you want to choose a title and subtitle. Now, you have all that. Okay, let's do a little recap here. Got a great idea, organized outline, wrote your rough draft, selective self-editing, elite editors, choose a subtitle and title. And now, step number 7 is to create a cover that converts. And again, hire a professional cover designer. Okay, the more professional the cover designer is, the more likely the cover is going to be one that will actually convert. All right, here's the truth about self-publishing. One of the reasons self-publishing gets such a bad rap is because people go on Canva and they create a shitty cover. They go on Canva, they put something together like, hey, this is my book cover. And sure, that can work and you can use that. But when it comes to books, the phrase don't judge a book by its cover no longer applies. People will judge your book by its cover, so make sure it's a good cover. And the best way to do that is to hire a professional cover designer. Now, there are services that do a really great job for several $100s, and there are really great designers that do a great job for several thousands of dollars, okay? The key is to find somebody who matches your style and someone who can bring it to life, someone with experience, who you like communicating, and who can get the job done. Step number 8. Step number 8 is once that stuff is all done, we want to focus on formatting. All right, we want to focus on formatting. And then once again, hire a professional book formatter. All right, once you have your book, hire a professional book formatter. What this is this going to be the interior design of your book. This is where the margins are going to be correct, the page count. All right, making sure the font's right, the sizing's right. This is really, really important. There are softwares out there that you can use that are legitimate, okay? And you can use them. But for me, what I prefer is instead of trying to pay for a new software and learn it, I'd rather pay someone a little bit more and have them do it because they're a professional. All right, there's ways to do it, and I'm happy to share with you these different ways, but the key here is to get it done and have focused formatting. Make sure you get the things that make the book look legitimate. Number 9 is now you have the whole book done. Now we publish it on Amazon and we use their service called KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. There are other platforms that you can use, but for right now, this is how we're getting it published on Amazon. That's what this video is about. So you're going to create a KDP account, Kindle Direct Publishing account, and you are going to go through the process, follow the step-by-step instructions there, and upload your book, upload your cover design, and boom, you will have a published book on Amazon, okay? And then step number 10 is launch your book. All right, just because your book is published on Amazon, that is your publishing date. Next, it's time to launch your book. That could be the same day or a week or two later, but the key here is launch your book, enjoy it. Congratulations, you've done it. You are a published author. So let's recap the 10 easy steps. Step number 1, get started with a great idea. Step number 2, map out your book with an organized outline. Step number 3 is write your rough draft, aka your doggy draft. Step number 4, do some selective self-editing. Step number 5, hire some elite editors. Step number 6, choose a title and subtitle. Step number 7 is to create a cover that converts with a professional cover designer. Step number 8 is to focus on formatting and work with a professional formatter. Step number 9 is to publish your book on Amazon's platform, Kindle Direct Publishing. And step number 10, launch your book, celebrate your greatness, celebrate your accomplishment. You did it. Now, the biggest thing with self-publishing here is this. People give self-publishing a bad rap. And the reason that people do that is because people shortcut the process. People are focused on getting it done so fast that they miss out on the professionalism. The fastest way to tell if a book is self-published is by the lack of a professional cover design, by editing mistakes, by typos, by terrible interior formatting, okay? What you want to do to increase book sales, to grow your business, and to make the impact that I know you want to make is you have to not be an amateur, you have to be a professional. So invest the time, the resources, okay? Invest the time and the resources to do it right. And if you do that, it'll pay off exponentially, both in financial returns, both in emotional returns, and literally in the ability to impact more and more people when you do that. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, the 10 steps, the 10 easy steps to self-publish a nonfiction book on Amazon.